Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, baby. I want to show you something really cool, okay? So I'm showing you something that Gym Knights can do that Gokis cannot do. In fact, I don't think that any deck actually can do this. And I've always known that this deck can do it, but the thing is, the way it does it is like you can always FTK anyways. So obviously the best route is what? To FTK. Don't give your opponent a chance to even play at all. But basically, I'm going to show you how Gym Knights can extra link with 2-card combos or 3-card combos. Gym Knights, every combo that you can FTK with, you can extra link. And you can do it without Firewall and without summoning Sorceress. Now, keep in mind, any deck that can extra link right now, I promise you, if you've seen it happen, they've summoned Firewall and abused his special summon from hand effect multiple times and used his effect to bounce monsters from grave to hand, basically just bounced it and added multiple resources to recur and keep specialing, and also use summon Sorceress to start their combos. Now, Gym Knights are going to be able to make a powerful board just like that without Firewall and without summon Sorceress. Ultimately is why I feel that Gym Knights are the superior link spamming deck, and also just a superior archetype in general, because their combo is a lot more consistent, a lot less fragile, and if you stop their link monster, they can still go off anyways. Just really, really powerful. So let's hop right into it. And to back up my claim, I am actually going to show you the extra link, just so that people don't think that I'm just, just talking just to talk. So we are going to do Brilliant Fusion plus the gem, the infamous combo of Brilliant Fusion plus a gem. Or in fact, it can get even better with Brilliant Fusion plus Rescue Rabbit. No. That's too much sauce. That's too much sauce. That's not fair. That is totally not fair. So we'll do Brilliant Fusion plus Armadillo, for example. He's the best normal summon. But I promise you, anybody watching this video, ask anybody that plays Gym Knights, can you FTK with Brilliant Fusion plus a gem? Yes. Yes, you can. You can FTK with Rescue Rabbit plus Block Dragon. Any card combinations that can FTK can get you the extra link. And I have discovered 49 different 2-card combinations that all end on the FTK. That's 49 different 2-card combinations that extra link as well. In fact, I'm going to throw in a die just so I can, in case I need to, make the link monster without normal summoning. But either way, I'm not actually going to really need it. I'm just going to throw it in there. So we're going to activate Brilliant Fusion. And we are going to dump our Black Dragon. Matter of fact, let's do it this way. Let's make it a 3-card combo and let's make it saucy, okay? Let's showcase the link monster first. So let's go Unexpected Die. Let's special Tourmaline from our deck. Let's normal summon Armadillo. And remember, any 2-card combo, bro, is the extra link. Gem Armadillo, add Obsidian. Link with these. Go into Phantom Quartz. Activate Phantom Quartz effect. Get Gem Knight Fusion. Then activate Brilliant Fusion. I actually just wanted to be greedy with that. Dump Block Dragon and Lazuli. And bring out Zirconia. On a separate chain link, Lazuli is going to add Tourmaline to hand. And now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to resolve our Block Dragon in a way that it cannot be Ash Blossom. So in order to do that, we're going to have to summon Block Dragon and link with him and the Zirconia. So what I'm going to do personally is I am going to... Am I going to activate Gem Knight Fusion first? Nah, I'm not. I'm going to banish Tourmaline and Lazuli and Gem Armadillo to special summon Block Dragon and link with him and Zirconia to make Nightmare Goblin. In order to resolve your Block Dragon without it getting Ash Blossom, you'll do something that people call chain blocking. I just call it cock blocking. So Goblin will become Chain Link 2, discarding Gem Knight Fusion for cost. Block Dragon being Chain Link 1 cannot be Ash Blossom. It's just one way to show you that the deck can play around Ash Blossom. When it comes out to Droll, that's why I made the triple call by, because it's the only hand trap that I can't play around. Similar to Gokis, it's the only hand trap they can't play around. They can play around Veiler and Permanence, Ash is a little tricky because if you Ash a Soul Day for cost, it sometimes hurt. And Ghost Ogre on the Firewall just kind of ends it. But Ghost Ogre doesn't affect this deck because Block Dragon prevents that any of your rocks from being destroyed. So whenever you're playing around Ghost Ogre, just summon him and then activate the Rock Monster's effect that you want to resolve. And that'll play around Ghost Ogre. So you already have a way to play around Ash Blossom and Ghost Ogre. You just really need to find a way to play around Joe. So the deck's really powerful already off the rip. So now that we've resolved that, we've kind of just already won the duel off the bat. So now what we're going to do is we're going to normal summon the additional time off of Goblin. And we're going to summon in his zone. We're going to normal summon Rose. Then we are going to banish Zirconia to add Gem Knight Fusion to our hand. We will then activate Gem Knight Fusion, sending Obsidian and Lapis. And we are going to special summon our Lapis Lazuli. On a separate chain link, Obsidian will special summon Lapis. We'll summon her here in column number 1, not in this zone that Goblin gives us. Gem Knight Fusion goes to the grave. Then we're going to go ahead and activate Phantom Quartz effect so that we can just get rid of him. We're going to shuffle Tourmaline, Zirconia, and Lazuli. And we're going to bring out our Master Diamond. We already have 6 monsters on the field. So we're going to have a little fun with burn damage, just because. And because we're not FTKing, we're actually going to use Lapis Lazuli to extend instead of sending another copy of herself. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Lapis Lazuli to send a Tourmaline, which is very important because we're going to need to summon Prismara because it's an effect monster. So we're going to send Tourmaline, burn your opponent for 3k. We're going to banish Obsidian, add Gem Knight Fusion back to hand. Then we can activate, so we burn our opponent for 2,500, not 3k. Pardon me, correction, 25, because this is a special. Now we're going to activate Crystal Rose's effect, send Lazuli, it becomes Lazuli. Lazuli will add us our Tourmaline from grave to hand. Back at 3, so this is all free. And then what we're going to do is start working our way down to the main monster zone and start getting some kind of just like some, basically some co-link action on the left side and then move towards the right side. It's just a weird habit that I have. I normally just work towards the right side after I start on the left. So I am going to use Lapis Lazuli, Crystal Rose, and Phantom Quartz. Well, actually, let's do this. Let's actually just use Phantom Quartz and Crystal Rose. And let's summon Phoenix here. And then next, let's use Lapis and Lapis Lazuli. And I actually changed my whole extra deck just for this. And here are the cards that I took out of my extra deck. They are somewhere. So if you want to play Gem Knight Extra Links, even though I highly recommend you play the FTK variant, these are the 4 that I took out to put in Nightmare cards. So I actually changed my whole extra deck just for the sole purpose of this video, just to prove to you that you can Extra Link without Firewall and without summoning Sorceress, and really consistently. Like, your worst hands can do this. Even when you cannot FTK, you can do this, and it is a promised fact, not even an exaggeration. So we've done that. Then we're linking with Lazuli and Lapis into a second Phoenix. We will then go ahead and link with the Phoenix to go into Mermaid. And this is going to be the first Nightmare draw. And Mermaid is going to discard Gem Knight Fusion for cost. And we're going to special our Ibli. I don't have an Ibli right now, so I'm going to proxy Crawl by the Grave for it. So we're going to special Ibli. We will then use Master Diamond. Banish Lapis Lazuli. He is Lapis Lazuli. Use his effect to burn our opponent for 2k, so we burn for 45. You can do more than that, but we're not trying to FTK. We're actually just trying to Extra Link. We could totally just FTK, I promise you. Send Lazuli's. Lazuli's going to add Lapis to hand. Then we're going to add Gem Knight Fusion to hand by banishing Lazuli. We will then link summon with the Master Diamond and the Ibli that we summon off of the Mermaid. We're going to give our opponent Ibli, so I'm going to put this Call by the Grave back into my deck. And we are going to be summoning our Service. So now we are no longer under the restriction of Ibli. We can fusion summon now because we can only link summon with Ibli on the field. That's the main reason for doing that early instead of later. Now, we have a fusion in our grave. Remember, we're not FTKing, so we don't need Master Diamond. We're going to banish him, and we are going to special summon our Crystal Rose from the graveyard. We will then activate Gem Knight Fusion, and we are going to fuse using Lapis and Tourmaline. And what we are going to do is we are going to summon Prismara up here where Cerberus points to. Then we will use Crystal Rose's effect yet again to Foolish Burial our Lazuli and use Lazuli to grab us our Tourmaline. See how this deck pluses so crazily? It's like you started with 3 and you just keep getting your hand back to 3. And then what we will do is we will link with Crystal Rose and the Phoenix. And we will summon our Trigate. Just to get the negate, because, you know, we don't want it to be a cube board. We want it to be still pretty solid. And then what we will do at that point is Block Dragon should have plenty of food. So we're going to banish three Earths. Summon Block Dragon. Oh, my bad. I wasn't supposed to summon Prismara. I was supposed to summon Zirconia. You can summon either or because you used Tourmaline and Lapis. Lapis can be treated as the rock type, whereas Tourmaline can be treated as a Gem Knight. So we're not breaking any rules. I know this deck way too well to mess up with it. So we have Block Dragon out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to link with Block Dragon and Zirconia to make... Well, we'll link with Block Dragon, Zirconia... Do we link with them yet? Wait, I think we have to stop. I think I need to figure out where I'm going. Like, which side of the board am I going to? Let me see. Because basically, like, I could literally just do this and, like, put a link monster there just to complete the extra link. But what I want to do is set up Trigate. So I'm trying to remember how I did this. Because I did it a certain way that was memorized for me. What was it? What exactly was I going to go for on that one? Because I think I was going for more protection. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was more protection. So we're going to link with this, and we're going to put Proxy Dragon. Now Trigate's live. We can go ahead and activate Gem Knight Fusion and send Tourmaline and Obsidian. We're going to summon Prismara here. And Obsidian's going to special summon Tourmaline. So we have 5 in the main monster zones and 2 in the extra monster zones. But we're still not done. What we are going to do now is, let me see, is Block Dragon going to be able to resolve again? Yeah, Block Dragon will be able to resolve. I think I want to make a Griffin to make the board stronger and then get the extra draw. But that's just optional. You don't have to make the Griffin. What you can actually do at this point is you can just link with these. Well, you can just leave it like this, in fact, now that I'm thinking about it. Or what we can do is we can do this. We can go like this. We can link with these. Yeah, wait a minute. Pause. I think I'm overthinking it. I don't even think you have to do all of that, what I was about to do. Yeah, I think actually we can just do this. We can link with that. We can go for Unicorn. Oh, before we link with that, timeout, pause. Let's go back to where this was. Let's add Gem Knight Fusion back by banishing it. Then we'll link with those. Go into Unicorn, discard target for cost, shuffle Brilliant Fusion, get ourselves a nice little draw. Doesn't really matter. And then go Block Dragon, banish. Summon Block Dragon. And then that's where we would just link and then make another proxy. And then it's just completed. It's a really strong board. It's a really strong extra link. You're going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 cards if they don't break the board. They have to play through the Tri-Gate. And it's really hard to like break a board like this because you have to consider like all the ways you have to get around it. I think the only thing that makes the board less feasible, more feasible, is the not making the Phoenix. But see, in hindsight, I didn't think about that because I was like, I knew I should have played 3 Phoenix in the extra deck just for example, because I had a feeling at the end I would have to do this. So just make sure that you just make the third Phoenix because you actually have a lot of extra deck space. Like, I had 3 other slots that I didn't even go into, and they were actually the second Phantom Quartz, the Griffin, and the Underclock Taker. I knew I should have just made the Underclock Taker a Nightmare Phoenix instead. So I guess you can end your board like this, just do the triple Phoenix, because Phoenix's arrow and being expendable is really incredible. Or you can actually just do double Cerberus and double Phoenix, make the first Cerberus turn it into Mermaid, and then end your board like this. So yeah, it's way better. Scratch the Proxy Dragon. That's a little minuscule mistake. It's such a simple mistake. You can't even chastise me for it. So we have this board. This is the ending board. And you're doing it with Gem Knights. You're doing it with no Summon Sorceress and no Firewall. Definitely let me know how you guys feel about it. I do think that if people saw how Gem Knights could do this, a lot of people would have been gravitating towards this deck to begin with, even before Gokis became the threat and the dominant force that they are now in this current metagame. And as far as the extra deck, how many extra deck? Because I think we use a lot of extra deck cards. Let me see. As far as extra deck goes, this is 7 right here. Yeah, we only had 2 more slots expendable. Yeah, so we only had 2 more slots expendable. That's a shame. So yeah, this does require a lot of extra deck space. I don't think that you can play an extra link variant and an FTK variant at the same time because extra linking is so resource intensive. It requires so many slots in your extra deck that you literally have to take out the extra deck, the extra link cards. I mean the cards that you normally play for your FTK. And these are the only cards that we didn't go into. But like I was just kind of just like doing this in a hindsight thing where I just took a bunch of random link monsters that are normally used for an FTK, made an extra deck out of them, and then did this video to show you guys that this deck can FTK. I mean that it can extra link. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I appreciate you very much. Like I said, I love hearing your feedback. I'm not a sensitive guy. There's no way to troll me. So even if you don't like it and you feel that it can be better, I'm very, very good with, I guess you can say, constructive criticism. Because like it's just no way it could really hurt my feelings. And naturally, I'm really good with taking people's words because I'm very open-minded and I'm always open to learning and kind of just making more, I guess you could say, more progressive steps forward after receiving the feedback that I get from you guys. So that's why I'm always very eager to hear your feedback, because a lot of the times you underestimate how smart somebody is and how high of an intellect and IQ they have, and then somebody tells you something about your deck that you never really pay attention to. But thank you guys so much. God bless you. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content, and try this at home, you guys. Just try it. Try Gem Knight Extra Link and see how you like it. It definitely works. It's really good. I think that now that I've realized like exactly how you really need to go about it, there's a lot of cards in the extra deck that I was playing that you don't even have to play. You can cut a lot of those cards and still make it happen. But yeah, you guys, that's it for this video. Peace out, yo.